welcome to This Is Your Trial. I am Tom Tuck, I'm the clerk of the court. Hello, pleased to meet you. Are you well? Yeah. One person is well. I'm glad. Hello, welcome. This is an improvised and personalised trial. We'll be putting some of you on trial tonight. I don't know if you've anyone actually been on trial themselves in a real court of law? No, you have, madam. What was it for? Very cryptic. There was a claim. By whom? Thrilling. Well done. Now, at points we're going to be asking you to participate as the jury. So I'm going to get you used to this. It will do it by cheer, as is traditional in this court of law. Frowned on in other courts, cheering, but we'll see how we go. So if I just name someone and you cheer if you think they're guilty. We won't say what the charge is, just guilty in general. Silvio Berlusconi. Let's try together. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Margaret Thatcher. 1, 2, 3. Well, that is a surprise from a young lawyers group. At some point you will be old lawyers, and you're planning for that, clearly. And one more, Vladimir Putin. 1, 2, 3. There's more doubt about Vladimir Putin than about Silvio Berlusconi. That's something. You're sticklers, clearly. Now, we have you or the London Young Lawyers Group. Now, who's the oldest of the young lawyers here? Now, you've been pointed out, madam. So, no, but have you been a young lawyer long? No. You've not been a young lawyer long. What were you previously? You're still training. And how are you allowed to be here? Grace. By the grace of grace. Okay, excellent. Now I'll introduce you first to our two counsels. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome say Mr. Trevor Locke. Tom, would you like to explain why you're allowed to be a counsel?
Yes. Good evening. Hi, I'm Trevor. And back in the early 80s, my mum was away a lot, and so I had to stay on my own. And I picked up a couple of episodes of a programme that you've probably not heard of called Crown Court. And it's stayed with me ever since. And one person gets that at the back. Are you all from... where are you from? Is anyone from England?
Yeah.
Who is not from England?
Yeah.
Lots of people are not from England. Well, if you're not from England, it was like a TV show about law with actors pretending to be lawyers. So.
Thank you for that, Trevor. And for your second counsel, please welcome Mr. Al Murray, the pub landlord.
Now, I'm not guilty. Right, well, now I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. You would like me to say something to address the assembled? I'm here as, basically the upholder of British common sense. Now, British common sense is made of 3 key components. Knowledge, which is what you're currently filling your heads with as students right now. The second principle, which is how does it affect me, right? Yeah? How does it affect me? And the third principle of thinking it through. And that's what we're going to be applying tonight in all of the cases, I promise that. And never forget, yeah, in this country we have the greatest law in the world, don't we? Don't we? Don't we, ladies? Yeah? Don't we? Yeah? Yeah? Do we? Yeah? We do, yeah. I persuaded her. Can't be difficult to persuade the fucking rest of you. Okay. Thanks, boss.
Thank you. And please all rise for your judge in session, please. Some things never change. Judge Sir Timothy Fitzhigham. Applauding is encouraged. Now, you may sit.
Sit down. Yeah, please sit down. Thank you, Mr. Tuck. Now, good evening, everyone. The young London lawyers. Nice of you to be here. This is a very exciting courtroom that we've set up. It was the main aim of the Legal Services Act of 2007 that said that justice will come to the people. The main aim of this was that I would be allowed to preside over a court in a basement room of a pub just off Chancery Lane. So that has been a success, I think, of the Legal Services Act of 2007. It was Lord Justice Denning that said if you are an advocate, you want your client to win. If you're a judge, you don't care who wins exactly. All judges are concerned about is justice. Me, I'm not even concerned about justice. So good evening and welcome. We will have probably 3 trials, could be 7, might be 9. I like to run a pretty quick trial, as I can see you're hoping for, madam, by that happy face in the front row. Look at the joy exuding out of that woman. A lot of judges don't talk to their juries like this. By the way, you're the jury, should probably tell you that. And normally we only allow 12 of you, so this evening it's quite a packed jury. Very exciting indeed. Mr. Tuck, do we have a first client?
Accused.
Accused?
Yes, we do. We do have one of those. This is Lady Grace here. Will you please join us on stage?
Round of applause for Grace, please. Come on. Nice work. Grace, please take the chair. Thom, swear her in.
I've forgotten the Bible, so just put your hand on my hand.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth and whatever?
I swear to tell the whole truth and whatever.
Sweet. She's in.
Thank you, Mr. Tuck. What's the charge? That's important.
Oh, smuggling.
Smuggling. Of course. Grace, your name, full name, please.
Grace Bowville.
Grace Bowville. And smuggling is the charge.
Smuggling what?
Oh, a non-lawyer into the London Young Lawyers Group.
With malice of forethought.
With malice of forethought.
To London. It's quite a long charge, isn't it, Mr. Tuck?
Yes.
Lawyers Group with malice of forethought.
You would save loads of government money if you just let me go. No?
Order.
I'm the defence, shut your face.
And Grace, your Grace Bowville, your job,
Solicitor.
right? Is that your sole source of income?
Yeah.
Okay, like the way you had to think about that. And Grace, your favourite mode of transport? Could be important.
Favourite?
Yeah. You're a thinker, aren't you, Grace? You're a real.
The train.
The train.
Yeah.
Which train? It's just you say the.
You mean a specific train or just a train? Any train?
Yeah.
Any train at all?
Just trains.
Just plurally trains. You just like looking at trains. I see. Grace, where do you live?
Clapham.
Have you always lived in Clapham? Were you born in Clapham?
No.
Where were you born, Grace?
Reading.
Reading, of course. It's the speed at which the answers are coming, I can tell. Mr. Locke, the charge is that Grace Bowville has smuggled a non-lawyer into the London Lawyers...
London Young Lawyers Group. Well done. I sent you a letter.
Evening with malice of forethought. The floor is yours. Oh, wait. Have the uniform. It's important.
Grace Bowville. Who do you recognise in the mass of people before you?
Well, I can't really see.
You can't really see. Oh, how convenient.
Take your glasses off, love. Come on. Take your glasses off so it sticks. Don't tell me you can't see the bloody glasses on your dozy moves. Come on.
It's the light.
It's the light, it's the light. If only it were the light of truth and justice shining into your conscience. Unfortunately, it isn't. It's cheap garden furniture. However, I will ask you again, who do you recognise in the people behind you? And squint if you must, get up off the chair and have a peek over the bars.
Do you want names?
I want names, Miss Bowville. I want names.
Okay. Do you want me to get up?
Oh, I don't care how you sit or stand or whatever you do, but just name the people you know. Don't touch your chin.
What if I don't know anyone?
Well, then you don't know them, and then I'm not interested in the people you don't know. Otherwise, I just said, point out the people you don't know. I didn't say that, did I? I said, point out the people you do know. Give me their names.
I know all of them. But
All of you know all of their names?
Yeah, but I don't want to tell you their names.
Okay, okay. Your Honour, let that be
Okay.
registered. She doesn't want to... She knows all of their names, and yet she doesn't want to say their names. Now, I'm not sure if she's a Muslim, and she's looking out at, I don't know, God, and she doesn't want to pronounce the names of God. And if that's the case, then I accept that.
I think it's unlikely.
You think it's unlikely that she's a Muslim, or that these people are aspects of the Godhead?
I think it's unlikely they're God.
Fair enough.
I would like to take one at random and ask her to name them. That man on the back row with the tufty hair, stand up. Yeah, you, the one who's turning around like he doesn't have tufty hair. Not you. You sit down. You have lovely hair. The man next to you.
Oh, but I know his name.
Right. What's your name? I mean, what's his name?
I don't know.
You don't know his name. So that is fairly conclusively proved at that point. You may sit down. She knows all of their names. She doesn't want to name them, and when asked to name one, she faltered.
In many ways, you're doing my job for me, Your Honour, and I appreciate it, yes. She is a lying little toe rag right off the bat! Now, who is it you're supposed to have smuggled?
You tell me.
That's a good... Yeah. Nearly got it, Trevor.
What's your name?
You can't point, Tom. It's not allowed.
Oh, right.
We're meant to be impartial.
I should have read the rules.
You're the one that was smuggled, yeah?
I wasn't smuggled.
Well, have you been smuggled or not? You should know.
I don't know.
Is it her? Right, stand up.
Great.
Do you recognise this woman?
No.
You don't recognise this woman?
Jackpot!
Right. Do you recognise this woman?
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, would you recognise her from another position? Are you used to seeing the back of her head? Do you usually see her in a silhouette form against a window? Do you speak English as a first language?
Yes, I do.
You do. For the benefit of the court, would you use English instead of a series of giggles and shakes in your communications with myself and the rest of the court?
I'll do my best.
Okay. You think you might recognise this woman?
Yes.
Yes. What is her name?
Well, she just told everyone her name. It's not exactly an impossible question, is it?
Great.
Okay, Grace. And why are you here this evening in the same room as Grace?
Because for comedy. What's your name?
Because of a comedy evening, because you wanted to see the comedy, didn't you? Now, what is your job?
I'm a trainee.
Trainee what? Trainee solicitor. But are you actually a solicitor?
Well, I'm a trainee.
You're a trainee, aren't you? So you're not. So, you've been smuggled in here, haven't you?
Not that I know of.
Well, you have, because she brought you along.
I didn't. Why would I want her to come?
Because to preserve your anonymity, because she doesn't really recognise you. Your Honour, I think it's clear that this woman here is absolutely a liar. This woman here has obviously been trained by her, I think some kind of mesmerism, probably rat poison in her breakfast food, and she basically follows her around everywhere, and when she looks at her, all she can do is sort of convulse, shake and emit sort of squeaking noises, and this is because of basically she's trained her into being a sort of a homunculus.
Well, it's quite the case, Mr. Locke.
Yeah.
Mr. Governor?
Yeah, well, thank you, Your Grace, Your Honour, Your Worship. I'd just like to say, thanks very much.
Thank you, Mr. Locke.
Finally, hair. Now, by any means possible. Now, that was a compelling case put forward by my friend on the other side, who I have to say I admire his sheer audacity, trying to lead my defendant, trying to lead the witness, trying to make a man with tufty hair at the back stand up and pass himself off as a friend of this beautiful lady. Mate, well out of your fucking league, tell you that. Now, the simple truth is, The simple truth is, Grace, you haven't come here tonight, right, to have your future predicted by the court, to have anyone else's future predicted by the court. Are we, in an English court of law, to predict future crimes? Yeah, this person, Your Honour, not yet a lawyer, smuggling a non-lawyer into London, yours. It's the Heineken talking. With malice aforethought. There was no malice. Maybe, whoever this mysterious person is, as yet ascertained, still not realised, bites the bug tonight. The legal bug. And like everyone around them decides to become a lawyer. Then they are in the future a lawyer. Yeah? So in many ways, we are trying to try her, hang her out to dry for a future crime. We can't do that. Yeah? And let's not forget, there are at least 4 people in this room masquerading as members of the legal profession this evening. Are we to put this court itself on trial? Yeah, is there any justice?
Steady.
Is there any justice?
Steady.
Is there? I put to you the DLT defence. Back in the 70s, everyone was doing it. Why are you going to put me in prison for doing it myself? David Travis defence that was...
I'm aware of the defence.
Exactly,
yes.
Yeah, exactly. I was a bit handsy, so was everyone else. Leave it out.
Yes.
I don't want to have to...
That's not an applicable defence to this lady.
No, of course not.
Very clear.
No, the night is young. But the simple truth is...
Are we to predict future crime, Mr.
No.
Gardner?
Are we to predict future crime? No. Right? Yeah, you say, of course, Grace Beauville here, prefers to travel by train. That's what we've learned this evening. Yeah? But Grace Beauville knows perfectly well she cannot predict when that train will arrive. She may have a timetable that tells her again at 14:12, but there's no guarantee that it will get in 14:12. Just as there's no guarantee that whoever she's spoken at this meeting will not become a young lawyer of London themselves. Therefore, it's a travesty. I would like to quote the words of Sir Winston Churchill, who said, if you have 10,000 regulations, you destroy all respect for the law. Except I'm going to do it in an impression of him to make it sound better. If you have 10,000 regulations, you destroy all respect for the law. And I think if that's not a compelling answer from the greatest living Englishman ever to live, even though he's half American, nothing is. The case rests. Shut it.
Thank you, Mr. Steady.
Not guilty.
Steady. Well, it's a very compelling case. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we have heard a compelling case from Mr. Locke that Mrs.
Any of them.
Can't be any of them. Are you married or not?
Not yet. So can't predict the future.
No, as you said, I know. I see where you're going.
Sorry, are we saying that marriage is a crime?
2 I've had work, trust me.
That's why you've had to take up the law, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Miss Grace Beauville is guilty of smuggling a non-lawyer into a London young lawyers group meeting with malice aforethought. We've had a very compelling case from the prosecution, Mr. Locke, that, and I want to draw your attention to this most specifically. When asked if she knew anyone in the room, in the jury, she said she knew all of them, but didn't want to name one. She then was totally unable to name the one person I chose at random. She furthermore then claimed that she didn't recognise the second person that Mr. Locke chose at random.
Objection.
Which-
Am I allowed to do that? Objection.
I'm just summarising the case.
All right.
Mr. Locke then had an interesting side argument, which is that she had somehow hypnotised the woman who could maybe recognise her but wasn't pushed or indeed confirmed that. Mm-hmm. Mr. Governor then put forward a stellar defence that perhaps the court was leading the witness. I don't think you were, Mr. Tuck, but I'm not going to take sides on it. And that would this lady to have become a lawyer in future, she would legitimately be able to attend the London Young Lawyers Group, if I understand that. So that the intention of this lady, Miss Beauville, is not guilty.
Mens rea.
It's not the
Mens
guilty
rea,
mind.
boss.
It's not the guilty mind.
Yeah.
She's merely running some form of outreach programme to not yet qualified lawyers in order to bring them into the fold early, which, as a judge, I can't come down harder on. I would then just remind everyone that Mr. Governor finished with a stellar statement by Winston Churchill that 10,000 regulations would indeed destroy respect for the law. currently millions of laws on the statute book. However, I put it to you, members of the jury, anyone who believes that Grace Bovell is guilty of smuggling a non-lawyer into a London Young Lawyers Group meeting with malice of forethought, cheer now.
Hey!
Anyone who believes she is not guilty, cheer now. Grace Bovell, I pronounce you not guilty. Case dismissed.
You beauty.
Please retake your position.
And the second case, Your Honour.
Yes.
You, sir, would you like to come up, please? Yes, indeed. As quick as you like.
Bovell. Bovell, of course. Happy town.
Please.
Just a little judicial humour there. Oh, you're Tufty up here. Well done.
Okay, I'll throw you in.
What's his official name?
We'll find that out.
Okay.
What's your name?
It's Ryan.
Ryan. Ryan Didcot.
Yeah. We'll go with
Didcock.
We won't
Yes.
go with
Didcock.
it. What's his name?
Ryan Didcock.
Didcock. Didcock.
Yes.
Didcock.
Apparently so.
it. Ryan Didcock.
Ryan Didcock.
And when was this?
Is that 2 words or 3?
Officially 2,
Okay.
but
Occasionally 3.
occasionally amongst my enemies, then probably
Amongst your enemies. Ryan Didcock.
Do you swear?
3. I swear.
What's your favourite swear word?
Shit.
Shit. So
Yeah.
just say that really loudly.
Shit.
He doesn't understand loud.
Shit.
Super. You're in.
Ryan Didcock.
Yes.
Where are you from?
Hackney.
Hackney. And you were born in Hackney?
No.
No. So where are you from?
I was born in
I'll refer you to my earlier question. Where are you from?
Lincolnshire.
Lincolnshire.
Yeah, we'll go with Lincolnshire.
That's not Hackney, is it?
No.
Okay.
Is that the flat bit or the bumpy bit?
The flat bit.
You're from the Fen?
No.
Not quite.
No.
Care to be more specific?
West, near Gainsborough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a trainee.
You're a trainee.
Who got you in?
I think I'm a member of the Young Lawyers.
Ah, we didn't explore that. That would have been interesting. Anyway, never mind. Ryan Didcock, you are a trainee lawyer. Is there a firm involved?
Yes. Child and child.
Of course.
Yeah.
And what area of law do you
think children?
What area of law do child and child specialise in?
Property.
Of course they do. Property. Is that the property of small children? Or is it the potential...
Generally the physical, like houses,
The houses of small children.
Wendy houses.
Wendy houses.
Wendy houses, we do. Yeah.
Wonderful. And what would you say your favourite sport is, Ryan Didcock?
Running.
Running.
Yes. Jogging.
Running. That's an interesting one. Running. Make a note of that. Right. The charge. What is the charge?
Being in possession of tufty hair in a built-up area.
Right. Being in possession of tufty hair in a built-up area.
I should probably get a book of actual laws.
Might help. Up area. Fair enough. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Good,
Of
fair
course,
enough.
Yeah.
Not guilty. I think then... is there anything I should have asked them before? No, no good. Then the floor is yours, Mr. Governor. The charge is being in possession of tufty hair in a built-up area.
Thank you, Your Honour. Well, Mr. Didcock,
Yes.
we finally brought you to court. Been a long process of pursuit. My friends in the Metropolitan Police spent a long time finding you, tracking you down, identifying you, bringing you to book. These are serious charges. It's still an offence to beat or shake any rug, carpet or mat in any street in the Metropolitan Police District, although you're allowed to shake a doormat before 8 AM, right? Which demonstrates quite clearly that your hair is in direct contravention of all common law. Now, common law in this country, I'm not going to lecture your honour there on how the law was formed in this country. We have statute, which is of course written by pissed MPs. We have precedent, which is of course assembled by
learned
members of the bench, of course, yes, and then common sense. Common sense plainly dictates that haircut, in any area, and we've brought the charge of a built-up area, because here we are in the centre of London, that hair constitutes an offence to rightful and decent people who don't have that kind of hair. You're mocking me. Yeah, you're mocking me, you're inciting me. In fact, it's fair to say it's a charge of incitement, actually, is what is at the heart of this charge. A charge of incitement. You got that? Thank you, Mr. Clark. Now, Montesquieu said, of course, useless laws weaken the necessary laws. But this will be no useless law. This will protect all the bald men out there right now. And it could be you one day. Now, earlier on we heard a pathetic argument that the court should not protect the innocent against the future. Now, whichever fool brought that to court is clearly a moron. The idea that the court shouldn't prevent future crimes. What kind of judge would pass such a nonsense? I refer, of course, Your Honour, to the court versus Beauville that was heard earlier. Now, the simple truth is that hair constitutes an offence and an incitement to any decent, honest, balding man. And there are several here. I reckon I think at least 2 or 3 young gentlemen in this room tonight, yeah, who are being mocked openly by that haircut right now.
Objection, Your Honour. My learned friend seems to be taking this case a little bit too personally, and I think he's got his own agenda that he's following here.
Your Honour,
I'm going to overrule that, because I like to see a passionate barrister.
Yeah. Your Honour, if I may add, if the law isn't to protect the person, what's to protect? Hey, I mean, if I can't take something personally and have it out, thrashed out in fucking court in front of sensible, normal, decent, honest, common sense people like these, what's the point of anything? That's not my concluding argument.
No.
What is the point of anything? Luckily, there's an answer to that question, and that's the point.
It's a wide-ranging set of issues you've opened up there.
Yeah, but it's an incitement. It's offensive. Send him down.
It's
5 years, too good for him.
Right.
Well, then the maximum sentence is 5 years.
Thanks. You see, you're upsetting everyone right now, mate. The case rests.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. I haven't got any more.
Fair enough.
Shot all 6 chambers, mate.
There we are. Mr. Locke, you're here to defend.
Yeah, you don't need this, do you? Because you're on his side.
You're here to defend Mr. Didcock.
Didcock.
Mr. Didcock.
Didcock, past tense.
What is the past tense of cock?
Well, was cock. Now,
or is it a question? Didcock.
It's a rhetorical question, Your Honour. Never need to answer that one. Now, Mr. Didcock, did you? Don't need to answer, remember. I'm just joshing. I'm on your team, remember? So, we've heard a very compelling case from my learned friend, and of course, I'm not without sensitivity to his particular personal issue with this charge. However, there has been a misunderstanding, and I would like to point out that this is the particular area that we're focused upon, and this is a conservation area. He doesn't want to look like that. Of course he doesn't. I mean, that's absurd. The very idea that somebody would go out in public deliberately doing that to their head is clearly absurd. I'm not going to waste people's time trying to defend that. No. It's a conservation area. Various types of wildlife, bird life, rely on that kind of habitat. And the so-called tufting is very important because in the springtime it attracts a certain kind of midge, and that midge is the food for our whole ecosystem, including swallows and little nitwits. And the back here, you see this one here, that one there, that is a navigational clue to returning house martins. When they see that, they know which way the weather's coming or going. Of course, many barbers have tried to do something to it. Many girlfriends. Have you had girlfriends or boyfriends? Boyfriends and girlfriends.
Girlfriends.
Mainly girlfriends, but of course many boys would have liked to have been your boyfriend. Doesn't matter. Mr. Didcock.
Yes. Yeah.
Is it true that the girlfriends you've had have obviously tried to cut your hair?
Yeah, sure.
Of course. Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah,
Of course.
many occasions.
And you, whilst you've understood their point of view, you've had to point out the endangered species that your barnet.
Conservationist.
He's a conservationist, Your Honour, and this is a wonderful example of a young man doing his bit for the environment at immense personal shame and embarrassment. And I think the court should acknowledge that, and he should be let off with probably some
Gel.
vouchers, gel, and some vouchers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Locke. Members of the jury, we have heard a very serious case that Ryan Didcock, formerly of Lincolnshire, now of Hackney, is in possession of tufty hair in a built-up area. We have further heard a charge brought of incitement against the hairless. I take these charges very seriously, Mr. Didcock, and I must remind the jury that you have a very serious decision ahead of you. We had a very, very eloquently put case by Mr. Governor.
Thanks, Your Honour.
Based largely on some legislation from 1876 about the shaking of doormats before 8 a.m.
It's good enough for Queen Victoria.
Which you are in contravention of, was the opinion of my learned colleague. He then cited his own personal feelings of indignance, hurt, upset at the flouting of his baldness that he feels that you're doing in public. We heard a great defence from Mr. Locke. Wonderful, marvellous, that you are a mere conservationist who grows your ridiculously tufty hair as a way of protecting house martins and ensuring that we all those around you, have a barometer of the weather. He put forward the case that you are merely a sensitive man with the interests of nature at heart. So I put it to you, members of the jury, all of you who believe that Ryan Didcock is guilty of being in possession of tufty hair in a built-up area and incitement against the hairless. Please cheer now.
Woo!
That was the previous defendant.
Don't tell him. That's allowed. All those who believe you're not guilty, cheer now. Yay! Lord, I have to dismiss it, not guilty. Mr. Didcock, please we take your round of applause. For our witness.
Now, may I ask, do we have a Jude Perkins in the room?
No, we don't.
Yeah, that's a shame. She's written a bio here. When she isn't doing loyally things, Jude treads the boards in amateur theatre productions across London.
That's a crime.
That's a crime. But moreover, the crime would have been not following your dream and instead listening to your parents when they said, well, being a solicitor is a bit like acting. So instead, we'll have this man here. Will you please come up? Yes, indeed.
Welcome, do sit down.
Your name?
John.
John?
Ditchburn.
Ditchburn.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
You get that after you did cock.
So could you place your hand on mine?
Again, is that 2 words or 3?
Ditchburn, one word.
One word. Righto.
Could you repeat after me?
Yeah.
No, after me?
After me, thank you.
Tom. Mr. Ditchburn, where do you live?
Bow.
Bow. And where are you from?
East Sussex.
East Sussex. Shall I put Kent?
Yeah, I do.
East Sussex. And what do you do for him?
I'm a lawyer.
Dear God. Lawyer. And which firm do you work for?
Self-employed. I'm self-employed.
You're a self-employed one. You just defend yourself.
Pretty much.
Do you defend self-employed people?
Sometimes.
What's your area? What's your specialism?
I do a lot of employment law.
Okay.
And pretty much anything else that anyone pay me to do.
Right. Gun for hire. Splendid. And your favourite colour?
Brown.
Brown. Says a lot. Note that down. Right. What's the charge, Tom?
Oh, being a hipster without due care and attention.
Hipster without due care.
And the secondary charge of being a bit slovenly to be a lawyer. It's the cardigan.
Bringing the profession into disrepute?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. Bringing the profession. I'm quite pleased because it's about time this court heard that case. Disrepute. Do we flip a coin? Who's prosecuting this? You're prosecuting this?
Yes.
Yeah, you're prosecuting this. Go on. Go in the wig. Who's got the wig? You've got the wig. Mr. Locke, the floor is yours. The charge is being a hipster without due care and attention and bringing the legal profession into disrepute.
I would go further, not only the legal profession, but culture and society as we know it.
You're really warming up, aren't you?
Mr. Ditchburn, is that your real name even? Yes. Is it your... We have
Who
the
would
right...
lie about having the name Ditchburn?
A hipster
Might as
who
well
thinks
just come
it's
up here and
cool.
go, hello, my name's John Bollock. I mean, it's a ridiculous name. Who gave it to you?
I think we've got one of them in.
That'll be the next case. So someone will get up and go, hello, what's your name? John Bollock. We just had a Ryan Didcock. I thought Grace Boville was ridiculous enough. But now we've had a Ryan Didcock and a John Ditchburn.
Yeah, my name's Thom Tuck, so I...
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Sorry, Mr. Locke, do carry on.
Now, Mr. Ditchburn, you have a beard.
Guilty.
Note that down.
You have two-tone spectacles. When surely, as a self-employed lawyer, you must earn enough to afford laser surgery. Do you even have a prescription? I ask myself, does he really need those glasses, or does he need them to go with his bloody cardigan?
I've got an idea. Let's get a court artist, Tom. Appoint a court artist. Get him to write some letters on the sheet of paper. Get him to take his glasses off and see if he can read them. Shall we try that?
Right.
Let's try that. It's only going to help your case.
Your Honour, truth is, my client, being a wily man in the law, will pretend not to be able to read them, so you're wasting your time.
Good point.
No,
Let's still draw something.
No, the letter as in just one letter. She's written dear. Totally wrong under the stick.
But
No, it's good letter.
Why not?
Do. Small letter.
I can't see that. Come in.
Should we take his glasses off first?
Oh yeah, good point. Take your glasses off. Come on in until I can see it. Yep, stop there. Brilliant, brilliant. Can you read the letters on the sheet of paper, Mr. Ditchburn?
What sheet?
What sheet of paper? What sheet of paper, Mr. Ditchburn? Can you see the white square in the room?
No.
There's a lot of white squares in this room.
Can you see it?
No.
No. Mr. Tuck, move forward. A lot of courts don't do this sort of thing, but I think you'll find it's instructive. Can you see it now?
No.
Move in a bit, Mr. Tuck. Round the pole.
No.
No. Move round the pole. A lot of courts don't encourage pole dancing. Can you see it now?
I've got the piece of paper now.
You've got the piece of paper. Mr. Tuck, can you move forward a touch? Move away from the pole, please. Can you see the letters now?
No.
No. Move forward a bit, Mr. Tuck.
No.
No.
Yeah, got 'em.
Okay. What do they say?
It's ZHY.
There you go. So we've established he needs the glasses.
He may need the glasses, Your Honour,
That
but
was
does he
something-
need them in a two-tone design
Well, that is
with
a
thick retro rims like he has? He doesn't. Does he need the beard?
I'm a conservationist.
You're a conservationist too. Oh, how very convenient. But what kind of flora or fauna finds habitation in your beard?
Currently it's spaghetti bolognese.
Spaghetti bolognese, yes, a migrant to these shores. Now, what are you wearing on your little feet there?
Trainers?
It's a trainer. Is it a trainer, or is it a velvet slipper? Is it something you've coloured in on your own? I mean, that is an unnecessary shade of turquoise, even for a pair of curtains, let alone a pair of trainers. Do you have an iPod?
No.
No. What do you have?
What I have?
Yeah, what do you have? If you don't have an iPod,
Phone?
you have a phone. Yes, I thought so. And you listen to music on your phone, don't you?
Nope.
No, you don't. You listen to the audiobooks of David Foster Wallace as read by the St Winifred's Voice Choir. That's quite a hipster thing to do, isn't it?
That would be quite hipster.
Yes, it would be, wouldn't it? Don't even bother to put it on an iPod. Have it on his phone. Excuse me. So do you have a bicycle?
I do.
Of course you have a bicycle. What a stupid question. Of course he has a bicycle. And how many gears do you have on your bicycle?
One working gear.
One working gear. I rest my case, Your Honour.
Mr. Governor, the floor is yours.
Your Honour, until this charge was brought, I had never heard of the hipster creature supposedly before me. Now, mind you, during my learned friend's putting of his case, I was wondering to whom the charge was being levelled. I see a man with his top button tied, but no tie. I see a man in suede shoes, who isn't Elvis Presley. I see a man with stubble, an extravagant conservation area of hair. But is he the accused? No! My learned friend. So, are we to condemn this man, this poor, meek, mild man, this man who's never harmed a fly in his life due to absurd Buddhist principles picked up early on at university? Are we to send him, are we to judge? Judge not, lest ye be judged, said a greater man than I, nearly 2,000 years ago. I say to my learned friend on the other side, over there, him, that bloke. Now, we also, the other charge is a bit slovenly to be a lawyer. Well, we're prepared to plead guilty to that, if we can let the other two go. If I'm honest with you. We're happy, we're all right with that one, aren't we? We're all right with that one, aren't we, John? Mr. Titchburn is happy to concede the charge of being too slovenly to be a lawyer, but he will not, he cannot. He will never, ever plead guilty or accept the charge that he's bringing the profession into disrepute. Other lawyers have done far more in their time, yeah? They've propped up Russian libel cases in this country for nothing more but the filthy fucking lucre. That's right, yeah? And after all, do we want this man to condemn himself? In 117 AD, Hadrian, the Emperor Hadrian of Rome, declared attempting...
That's quite the precedent you're bringing.
Well,
That's all I'm going to
you can't
say.
start with the Romans, where can you start? The Emperor Hadrian declared attempted suicide by soldiers a form of desertion and made it a capital offence. Are you expecting me to ask him to declare himself in his entire profession that they are part of disrepute? No, I was not, Your Honour. That is why, well, we'll take the middle charge but drop the other two, all right? You're happy with that, John? That's the best I could do, mate. I'm doing everything I can for
Trying
you.
to plea bargain.
I am plea bargaining, because look at him, for fuck's sake, look at him. He says, sit up, you wanker. I didn't have time to coach the witnesses to my satisfaction, Your Honour. That's the...
Coaching the witnesses.
Well,
not allowed in the English Court of Law.
Well, yeah, you say that, but you tell
I
me
say that because I'm a judge.
You're telling me Rebecca Brooks right now hasn't worked out exactly what she's saying over
Well,
the
she's
big
getting
house?
coaching from Tony Blair, but it's not known about in court.
Yeah, what kind of coaching? That's what I want to know. Yeah, the simple truth is,
I think it coached her to shreds.
we'll take the middle charge. We'll take that one with John.
Yep.
You are too stunned to be a lawyer. Yeah, and that's something your dad has gone on about a great length for you. Your poor crying mother at Christmas dinner, she weeps into the turkey, and your grandparents who haven't written to you in many, many years. I mean, I don't know if they're still with us, so maybe I've trouble on a landmine there. The simple truth is, yeah, we'll take the middle one. Yeah, that's it, case rest. Defence rest.
It's staggering charges, array of charges that has been brought against you, Mr. Ditchburn. You are an hipster without due care and attention, a slovenly man, and that you bring the legal profession into disrepute. We heard from Mr. Locke, wonderful prosecution, that not only do you bring the legal profession into disrepute, but you bring culture and society itself, the very foundation stones of this nation, into disrepute, with your two-tone spectacles and your one-geared bicycle. We then heard a staggering defence from Mr. Governor that you would quite happily concede to the charge of being slovenly if you could obtain clemency for the charges of being a hipster without due care and attention and bringing the legal profession into disrepute. Almost implying that your slovenliness was taken as read. So I think I should probably ask members of the jury to decide on those two things separately. I'm going to ask you to, members of the jury, first of all, if you believe that Mr. Ditchburn is guilty of being incredibly slovenly, please do cheer now.
Yay!
If you believe he's not guilty, please cheer now.
Way!
Scoville, you are the one that should have been changed. Mr. Ditchburn, I have no hesitation whatsoever in absolutely finding you guilty as charged. It's a very serious... Do I have the black hat? No. Mr. Ditchburn, I have no other course of action but to decree that you go forth from this place and at least buy one tie as a sort of a compromise measure to the entire rest of your profession, all of whom clearly hate you for being self-employed as a lawyer rather than being trapped in some desk job like all these poor desk jockeys sitting here. They're looking at you going, why does he never wear a tie, for God's sake? And it has taken this entire legal proceedings organised by your friends in this society to get you to buy a tie. So that is my punishment for you. Charge. Judgment. That you go forth from this place. You go into somebody like
T.M. Lewin.
T.M. Lewin, for example. I mean, you buy a tie. It doesn't have to be an attractive tie. It doesn't have to be a tie that you wear every day. But at some point, as a lawyer, you will wear a tie in the preceding next 12 months. That is the judgment of this court. On the charge...
Best I could do, mate.
On the charge of being a hipster without due care and attention, and I draw your attention, jury, to the one-geared bicycle, and bringing the legal profession into disrepute more than anyone else in this room. I ask you if you believe he's guilty of that. Cheer now. Hey. That was a slightly hesitant one by your best mate. But, there we go. If you believe he's not guilty, cheer now. Oh, wow. I thought they'd let you off on that. However, I have absolutely no hesitation as a judge.
He probably has faux all the time.
I think he does.
Yeah.
Do you take these guys on in court? Is that where this has stemmed from? Do you, as the self-employed guy, tackle like child and child over rattle theft? I tend to lose.
Is that why you joined the society? Yeah. To learn how to win.
Guys after work. Fair enough. Well, you're very guilty, apparently, of being a hipster without due care and attention. That's not my words, that's the words of the jury, of your peers. And of bringing the legal profession into disrepute And that is awkward coming from a bunch of lawyers. I have to pronounce you guilty on both of those charges. Secondly, the charge of being a hipster without due care and attention can be easily remedied by getting 2 gears on your bicycle. Also, perhaps another pair of glasses, and refer you to my last judgment of buying a tie. Bringing the legal profession into disrepute is slightly more difficult for me to sentence you on as a judge in this context. However, I shall give it a crack. Go forth from this place and read at least another 3 legal textbooks before you attempt to take
not on a Kindle.
Good point. And not on a Kindle or another hipster-based device like a chalkboard. And then you may retake your place in the legal profession without any further stain on your character. Case dismissed. We have one more case to try.
One? Oh, right. Well, I hadn't thought about this.
You thought about the others. Well, it's like a cross between a clerk and a maitre d'.
Your seat is ready.
Just taking this down. It would be a lot better if that happened.
Right.
It does.
You're going to need this.
What is the name of our defendant's name?
Hannah Lyons.
Let's appoint a court artist.
No, that's going to be evidence.
Right. Hannah. What was that saying name?
Lyons.
Lyons.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Do you like me?
I'm not sure.
That's not the whole truth. She's in.
Hannah, what do you do for a living? Let me guess, you're a lawyer.
I am.
Okay, I'm getting it. Are you a trainee lawyer, an actual lawyer?
I'm an actual qualified lawyer.
Brilliant. And what is your company?
Russell Cook.
Russell Cook. And your area of law?
Charity law.
Charity law.
I'm a nice lawyer.
Or a nasty one if you're prosecuting. You only defend.
I'm not a contentious lawyer.
You're not a contentious lawyer, fair
Yeah.
enough. So you're enjoying charities and extending their legal rights to perform their jobs?
Yes.
Internationally or just domestically?
Both.
Both internationally and domestically?
Yeah.
Where do you live?
Brixton.
Of course. And where were you born?
North London. Enfield.
Ah. Enfield. And let's see. What's your favourite band? Music.
The Arctic Monkeys.
Of course. Like Gordon Brown before you. Who's prosecuting? You.
Prosecution too.
Of course. What's the charge? Let's get that first.
Not quite sure, but she was the person who started to write a letter when I asked her to write a
No.
letter.
No, it wasn't.
Did he move chairs? It was Grace again.
Mr. Tug, don't.
Oh, now we've got to make something
Don't
up.
make this fun.
Pretend it was me if you want.
No.
No.
This court does not deal with pretend. I am wondering if there's a charge of something like duplicitousness.
Duplicity.
She's a charity lawyer.
Oh, yes, nice.
So I'm wondering if it's a cover for actually just taking
Money laundering.
Money laundering. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So you're bringing a charge fiscally of money laundering against Hannah Lyons specifically, but she is laundering money
Through herself.
through herself. She's a bank. Is she a bank?
Sure.
Okay. That she has set up a bank that we don't know about to launder money. Well, this will all become apparent. The charge is that Miss Lyons. Either. What is your preferred pronoun?
Ms.
Ms. Lyons is laundering money in flagrant breach of charity regulations.
Yeah,
Okay.
something to do with gift aid.
Ah. Flagrant breach / something to do with gift aid. Well, fair enough. Mr. Governor, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Your Honour. This is dead simple. Here we have the heir to the Lions ice cream fortune. And if you need it, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all like an ice cream, don't we? Do you like an ice cream, my darling? The beautiful lady here. Do you like an ice cream on a hot summer's day? There's nothing more than you like the merry ping pong of the ice cream van approaching the street, as if it's some kind of front for a paedophile network. And you, as if it is, I'm not saying it is, that's not the allegation. But if you had to launder money, if laundering money was your game, what would be the simpler way than selling ice cream on the street corner? Cash transactions, yeah? Watered down ice cream with extra air in it. I present to you the Lions ice cream.
Watered down ice cream.
And watered down ice cream, the Lions.
There's got to come a tipping point.
Lions made ice cream. There it is, right there. I put it to you. She's the ice cream heiress. She's laundering money through a van that goes ding dong, ding dong. Even you, Your Honour, have been netted in this vile conspiracy.
I did have an ice cream.
You did? Did you have a Flake 99?
I did.
Yeah, you see, another one, another victim of a vile scheme.
And they were much smaller than I remember.
Well, exactly, you see, and that's the other way she's chiselling away at her scheme. You see, obviously, what we're here.
Do you know this important point?
Yeah.
Is it doesn't cost 99p anymore.
Exactly.
It's £2.
Exactly, you see. There you go. That's another quid she's making on the ice cream.
£1 and a penny.
Exactly, you see. And all she has to do is put her money through the vans. Job done. Bish bosh. Money laundering via the ice cream fortune. Now, I think we're lucky that she told us her real name. Yeah. Miss Whipping. Do you deny being the daughter of Mr. Whipping?
I deny.
Yeah, there you go. Prepared to perjure herself to prop up a money laundering empire. Yeah? Ting-along, ting-tong, says the van, but what is actually the chimes of evil. The chimes of evil. Yeah, I put, yeah, the chimes of evil. Yeah, and that, what else?
Is that an Arctic Monkeys album?
It is, yes, exactly. Is that right? It's an Arctic Monkeys album, you see. There she is, she can't help but say it in broad daylight. Her favourite band, the Arctic Monkeys, the Chimes of Evil, one of their leading top tracks. And she's laughing in the face of this course. She's laughing at you right now, Your Honour. Look at her laughing. Yeah, deadpan, you see. She's one of these modern laughing deadpan people. Yeah, now she's smiling, you see. The guilt written all over her face. Right there. Yeah. I had another point to make, but I've forgotten it. Well, no, we've seen many things this evening. We've seen this court uphold the future rights of people. We've seen this court uphold the conservation hair of people. We've seen a hipster who wasn't a hipster sent down by a hipster prosecution. Yeah. Are we to allow injustice to rule in this court, Your Honour? When we blatantly have the kingpin of the Flake 99 money laundering scheme, Miss Whippy, a.k.a. Hannah Lyons. The Lions, I mean, for all we know, yeah, the Cornetto. That's hers too. All three sectors of the ice cream money laundering market. Masquerading as a charity. Oh, with a do-gooding front. I hate it. That's the prosecution rests.
Mr. Locke, the floor is yours.
Really, what you?
Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Your Honour, my learned friends, that my client, Ms. Lyons, knows how to drive an ice cream van, we do not deny.
I can't actually drive.
She can't even drive the ice cream van. She has to cut holes in the floor and use her legs and pretend.
So we had to have a brief pause while the judge recovers. He's had an episode.
She cares about the happiness of all the little children and all the little babies. And she also cares about the happiness of the grannies and granddads and the aunties and uncles. Now, if working in a charity as a lawyer for very little money isn't enough. No, it's not enough. She gets in her ice cream van that admittedly she inherited, but without a licence, what could she do? She had to cut holes in it, sit in it, use her little legs to go up and down Brixton High Street. She doesn't even generate enough power to power the neenor pipsqueak thing. She has to shout it out of the sunroof herself, just to attract enough little children to sell her ice creams. And yes, they're a bit pricey. They are a bit pricey. But the wear and tear on her plimsolls when she's doing that has to be covered. A lot of that money isn't laundered. Some of it ends up in the washing machine by mistake. Of course. She's a busy woman. She has to get home, bung the stuff in the washing machine, and then she's up at 6 o'clock in the morning to do her other job. Sometimes a couple of fibres will get washed. But she'll iron them up again, and they'll go back into the circulatory system. Your Honour, yes, she is guilty. But what is she guilty of? She is guilty of serving delicious, fun-filled, sugary milk softies to bring a smile on the little faces of all the poor children of Brixton. And with the money that she gets off these poor children, she puts it back in their pockets in the form of charity. She robs little Peter and then pays back Peter's brother, Paul, his younger brother. Peter doesn't mind. He's got ice cream all around his mouth, and his little brother has got a new pair of shorts. Thank you.
Given that you have to run your ice cream van like that, have you considered sort of like doing a tie-in, maybe a Flintstones Calippo?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Or a Bam Bam Magnum?
I see where you're going.
Your Honour, I just could I have say another thing?
Yes.
I mean, I very much enjoyed my learned friend's spirited defence. But just a couple of words.
Yes, of course.
But as we all know, as Francois de la Rochefort once said,
yes.
There are crimes which become
a famous Englishman.
Yes, yes, but you know, every now and again the French say something that we have to stop and go, oh right, they might be onto something, and then of course we go, nah, I'm stupid. But
I think I'm about to do that.
There are crimes. I would like, in answer to my learned friend opposite said, but there are crimes which become innocent and even glorious through their splendour, number, and excess, and that's the defence he's offered here. Oh, well, yeah, all right, I should just drive a van. Yeah, the Flake 99 isn't expensive. Yeah, little Peter's brother. Yeah, he's trying to pass off something vile, the charge of evil. That's all I have to say.
Objection, Your Honour. Doing that is an unfair caricature of the way I do the law.
Your Honour, it's alarmingly accurate. I don't do impressions, but I just lucked on him.
You locked on him.
I locked on him.
Members of the jury, we have heard the case against Miss Lyons.
Yeah, Lyons, mate.
Who? How is Lyons spelled, Miss Lyons?
Lyons.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Smoking gun.
No, I just thought we'd better check. Would have been embarrassing otherwise. That she has been the mastermind of a money laundering operation through the ice cream trucks of Brixton, which she can't drive herself. She also has to do the bing bong out of the window. We have heard that these
Sorry, I'm
ice
not
cream
quite
trucks.
sure what doing a bing bong out the window means.
I'm not sure I know either. I think it's slang in Brixton for something quite dark. We have heard that she is putting forward a good front of selling ice cream to innocent young children, making £1 and 1 pence off a 99 flake. even extends above the child level, as we've heard. And that this do-gooding front is nothing more than the chimes of evil leading to a flagrant breach of the law in terms of a massive money laundering operation, if you believe the size of the Brixton ice cream mafia that was put forward by my learned counsel. We then heard a very, very eloquent defence. Miss Lyons can't even drive. She has apparently driven an ice cream truck, as we now hear, using the Fred Flintstone method of cutting a hole in the floor and running up and down Brixton High Street, presumably keeping quite fit and generally attempting to spread happiness to little children and their uncles. I quote from my learned colleague. She has been singing Bing Bong out the window, and my learned colleague did admit that maybe the ice creams were pricey, and maybe some of the change ended up in a washing machine. I don't know if he meant by that it was laundered. I suspect he may have done, but he told the court specifically to rest assured that it does all get ironed, and I quote. Members of the jury, it remains for me to ask you, if you believe that Ms. Hannah Lyons is guilty of a money laundering operation, the like of which has never been seen before in English law since the Great Ice Cream Wars in Glasgow and Ipswich of the 1950s. If you believe she's guilty of that, please cheer now.
Yay!
Mostly females. If you believe she is not guilty of money laundering in a flagrant manner, please cheer now. Yay! Oh, Miss Lyons, I'm gutted. Miss Lyons, I am. It gives me no hesitation to pronounce you not guilty of the charge put before me and dismiss you from this court.
This isn't over, Whippy. This isn't over.
Case dismissed.
You heard the last from me, Whippy.
Now then, it's all that remains for me to say is...
All rise. Five said that.
All rise. Goodness sake. Bye.